Okay, I started a 5-minute blitz game against Esserman, who is a strong player. Okay, I want to see what it does if I go queen f5 immediately. We played 3 minutes before, and I mean, just played so fast. Okay, if I take now, surely he must take with the queen. Knight c6. Maybe even bishop c5. Okay, he seems to have this all prepared. c5 now, knight takes d5, take here. I think I can play c5 safely. Even queen b6 I like. Queen b6 I like. Fixes my pawns. I have the bishop pair, so I wouldn't mind. Of course, he doesn't mind sacrificing this pawn over there. I think 97 now. I want to come to a square here with tempo. He could go for controlling c5 now with a move like knight a4, but he doesn't. So I'm gonna play knight f5 probably. See what he wants to do with the queen. Okay, bishop b7 seems like a normal move. g4, knight h6 it's a bit. Can I force the queen trade? You play knight takes d5. Okay. I'll risk it. He plays really fast. I mean, he almost moves instantly, especially in 3 minutes. I just couldn't handle it anymore. It's too much stress to always be on the move. I mean, you expect it in bullet, but okay, knight h4. He's gonna trap the bishop, so I'm gonna go here. It's not a good square, but he also made some concessions in his position. Okay. Yeah, knight a4 is probably nothing to worry about. I think I can castle. Where does he put the queen? Okay, if I castle, queen g3. Just gonna castle. I mean, he could rack my pawn structure with the bishop takes h6 in some lines, but usually it's not something to worry about. Okay, he's trying to get into c5 and can't really do that much about it. f6 he takes, blah blah blah. f6 takes, queen takes f4, bishop takes f4, rook takes f6, bishop takes h6, rook takes f3. I think I get good play there. Maybe even f5. g5, knight f7. No, f6. Or do I want to swap off the queens? I'm not sure. Okay, he goes back. I might go f5, maybe. Or even c5, f5. Well, he can take on h6, so knight f7 comes into consideration, putting more pressure on this e5 point. If he takes now, take on g3. Bishop takes. Have to watch out for the c5 square. Okay, probably I should play c5 here. If he takes, take and pawn takes. I'm gonna take with a pawn. It's a bit, looks a bit risky, but I think I can do that. What about d4 now? Bishop must move, and the bishop comes to a good diagonal. He gets the c4 square. d4, bishop d2, bishop c6. Takes on f6. Queen b7? No, too much. I'm gonna play it. I think I saw something. If I take a number of times here and play bishop d6. He plays bishop c4 first, of course. Of course, my horse. I'm running out of time here. I can play here, I think. Knight d7, attack on g3. I mean, how can he play the game almost without thinking? I just don't like it. Just find it too superficial. I'll take it. He has to take with the knight. Now, he might be threatening to come into d7, but now I think I can make some dangerous things happen on the long diagonal. I'm gonna, maybe it was better to take on c3, but I think I can go for some bishop f6 idea now. Take and queen c6. Looks at least dangerous. Okay. This. What? Okay. The king is safe. Well done. You can do that really. Okay. This move. I can play rook f5. The rook on e8 is protected if he takes. But I'm probably slightly better there. The long diagonal is really good for me here. Okay, now I must take with the pawn. Well, that's just mate in one. I mean, why does he... I don't understand. He's got plenty of time. I mean, why is he blitzing things out? I'm sorry. I get so emotional when I play sometimes. But, I mean, there's no excuse for this. You got 2:50 on the clock. But okay, sometimes you just want to play, and and people can be in different moods. Sometimes you just play for fun, you don't care. So you shouldn't care really about what other people are doing. But that was a weird game. Shall we have a look? Queen f5 check, knight c3. ct, knight queen d4, knight c6. Bishop b5. I mean, it seems like I have everything under control here. Okay, whatever. Let's accept the rematch. Play c4. Knight f6. Play g3. See what it does. He's probably gonna go for closed Sicilian reversed. Play d3. The rook b1 is what I usually play here. I'm gonna play knight d2. Don't want him to play e4. I want to play b4, b5. h5, that's a bit... I might change my mind now and come back because of this g5 square. Knight f3, e4. I take, knight take... Yeah, if he plays e4, I think it's fine for me. This h6 move, h5 move just looks really weird. Okay. Bishop g5 seems to stop most of his play on the king side for the time being. And he wants to play bishop h3. I can make him put the bishop on e7, but it may not be that bad of a proposition for him. Start with this move, this overrated little move. Knight g4, okay. He wants to attack me, that's quite clear. Okay, e4, I just take it, so I don't have to worry about that. f6 just looks a bit superficial, so I'm not worried about that. Knight d7. Okay, if knight e4, how does he defend this point? c7? Probably. But knight e4, queen c7, bishop d2, with a cheeky threat of knight g5. I like it. He has to play like f6, and it just looks like he's opening the structure up a bit too much. I also may consider c5 here at some point, but right now knight g5 is a pretty big threat. Okay, he retreats with the knight. Let's just play knight g5. His play on the king side looks to be more or less finished, and I have this nice little knight on g5, and I'm just going to kick his bishop away, and he's more or less forced, I think, to take. Okay, he goes there. I can play e4 now, and knight e6. I take it. I think I have to do that. I think I have to do this. Now I take. Takes with a pawn. Interesting. Okay, what do we want to do now? How do we want to improve this position? Okay, let's just see what he wants to do. Get the bishop back into the game. Slightly more options for it. Opening up the game with d4 comes into consideration, but that also means lots of squares for his pieces. I think I like b5 here at some point. I want 92. Maybe I should play for f4. If he wants to take the knight, I don't mind. To attack with the queen, maybe. Let's just get this king slightly more safe. Here he goes again with the fast moves. Bishop d2, and I guess I take with the queen. And I admit, I don't know what's going on in this position. I'll freely admit that. He goes knight somewhere, knight g5. Oh, okay, I forgot that. Great. Great. What about queen h6, rook g7, doesn't do anything. Just hope to get in some cheapos here. Be knight h4 next. Okay, I'm fortunate that if he takes on f3, I have queen takes g6, takes e4. So rook g7 seems like it's more or less forced. Maybe rook f6 also. Then I might play knight takes e5. Quite possible. Goes back with a knight. And if I take here, rook g7, I don't get it. I'm just gonna take the pawn. Put the queen back. I mean, there's no mate. Does have some options. Let's just take this and, well, why not push a pawn here? I thought I could take, but okay, maybe I have this move first. Excellent. And then take the pawn, passed pawn. He does have a big central presence, so may not be the best passed pawn in the history of chess. But we're gonna push it. See how far we can get it. Take with the pawn. He has ideas of something like h4. g4. Can he take it? I don't believe it. Don't believe it. But I weakened my black squares now, so it could get dangerous. But for now, I think I have to push my pawn. I don't think he can take. I just take and bishop h3. That'd be good. Okay, let's push this pawn. See what he has in mind. We can play b7. g5 is hanging. Okay, knight d7. I can win a piece at least. Can I do something better? Probably I can. Let's try. Was maybe not a good move. You can play knight b8. Yeah, it was not good. Was not good. This rook takes f2 a possibility. It certainly is. That was risky. That was a risky decision. If he takes on b7, I have queen d8 check. Winning the rook on g5. So he wants to go there. I think it's safest to take it like this. Well, I'm not taking anything, so I'm taking a piss. Okay, but I block this diagonal, and I do have rook c8 now. Rook takes f2, then I take on b8 with jack. I think I'm doing a good job here, but we'll see. We'll see. Queen there. Guess I take this and rook c8. He goes back to b8 probably. But I do have this. And rook g7, takes. This is getting complicated. I win the piece, but he's gonna get... Okay, I can go boom. Bishop there. Okay, I get h4. Get h4, e6. Maybe I should get e6. Seems like a more useful pawn. Let's just take this. g5. Bring the king. Check. Bring the king even further. Check. Bring the king. Should be safe here. Bishop takes f3, and then take this pawn. And I can pre-move all day, every day. Should win this pre-move battle. I should win this pre-move battle. Let's go. Yeah, I'm ahead on time, so... Yeah, excellent. Whoa. Stressful game. I think I actually would like to analyze this one. Yeah. Yeah, a lot of stuff going on in the chat. Okay, but we want to analyze. So let's look at this game. Let's see. I was white. The other game, yeah, I don't know. I think I played it quite well with a long diagonal and stuff. Okay, but this game, he played c6, and here I didn't want e4, so I played knight d2 with a plan to play b4, b5. And usually this setup of the rook on b1 and the bishop on g2 go pretty well together in organizing pressure on the queen side. But then he played h5. Usually black is going h6 here, maybe a move earlier to stop bishop g5. But here this really weakens this square, so therefore I changed my mind and I came back with a knight. I just felt like I should be putting something on this square. Whether it be a knight or a bishop, I hadn't figured out at this point which one was best. So bishop g4, bishop g5. Seems solid. I mean, now the bishop is safe on this square, there's no h6. And in some lines I may take there, make on knight e4, you know. It does come into consideration to take here, but I didn't think it was good. Bishop just comes back to e7, otherwise this was falling. And I didn't really see any great continuation here. I mean, he's ready for f5, and maybe this bishop is even better on e7 than on g7. c5, he plays d5. And I'm not winning any pawns, so you know I don't have time for anything extravagant like this. He's just gonna pick up the pawn, and this is protected now, so don't have time for that. So I want rook e1 just to preserve this bishop after bishop h3. Yeah, I feel like he's a bit behind on his attack, because usually the rook is on e8 behind the pawn push f5. So it doesn't seem as strong now. Now on b4. He doesn't have any e4 tactics here. Bishop d7, no, knight d7, knight e4. Threatening this pawn. And my idea was to try and trap this bishop. Another idea might be to play c5 here. I'm not sure. Well, he might, if I take, well, f5, knight d6. f5 is too risky. This might be a possibility. With f5, knight d6, I'm threatening the rook. Knight b7 as well. So yeah, this becomes way too passive. But now he's threatening to take here. However, I do have something like queen b3. I'm not saying it's good, but it's something I have. Yeah, and this looks like trouble, because I may even play a move like, depending on where he goes, I think this is a better square. I may have a move like this with knight g5 coming. For instance, this here. Yeah, I was trying to find some evil smothered mate, but I didn't. Okay, I don't have to allow this, but I mean, it looks good for white overall. So c5, yeah, possibly. I played bishop d2, knight g5, bishop g4. And I thought it would be good for me to get this bishop, but maybe it's not all that clear. He does get some attacking chances. I mean, these pawns are covering a lot of squares. And if d4, he's ready to take and maybe go e5. So I think this idea was interesting, these double pawns. And b5, okay, yeah. At this point he started to play really fast, so I kind of had to answer in the same vein, but I hadn't really found any good plan here at this point. It's easier to play the black position. Probably he's just better here. Doubles on the f-file, and I'm starting to have some worries down here. I took on b5, I went bishop d2. I wanted to establish this g5 square. So that's what I did. He took, and it was a blunder. So bishop to d2. Well, maybe queen takes d2. Maybe I can get away with knight takes d2. So this was a small blunder, but fortunately I had this move. Yeah, well, maybe I just win a pawn back here. Thing is, if something like this, maybe I can take on e5. You can take on f2, but then I have some options like taking on g6 and taking on c6. So it's not that all clear. I have some really interesting options here. But I think it should be fine. Well, it's complicated. I'm not going to make any judgments here. So instead, he went back with a knight and just gave me this g6 pawn. Then I thought I was doing quite okay with this pawn push. Got this passed pawn, and I think that became more or less the deciding factor here. And b7 I can push because the rook is going to be hanging here on g5. So knight d7. And here I could have won a piece immediately just by queening. But I thought keeping the threat was stronger. Maybe rook c, f to c1. I don't know. But it just felt like I would win this piece anyway, somehow. So I just wanted to keep some threats on the board. And after this, for instance, he could have forgotten about this rook on g5. He takes on b7. I can take twice and take on g5. Also, rook takes b7. I may have rook c8 check and take on b8 because of this x-ray here. Okay. He went e4. He wanted to get some activity with the queen. And I managed to block that. And I still have all my options. This is a monster passed pawn. Queen d7. Yeah, rook c8. Threatening to queen the pawn. So he went knight b8, but now I'm just threatening to take on f8 and play rook b8. So this is, he couldn't do anything here. And I'm just going to get the piece. Here I had rook c8. Wow. That was clumsy. I thought I would win the pawn, but I just have rook c8 here. And a queen next move. That was fairly amazing not to see that. Instead I went bishop f1, a weird move. And I managed to win these pawns. And I always have bishop e2 here. But still, he should push the pawn when it's... At least I have to work for the win, but I think I'm going to win it. Now the king comes, and now I got everything under control. And I win these pawns, and yeah, after this it was just a primo race that I managed to take home. So good result for me, strong player, and I hope you liked watching these. I'll see you later. Bye bye.